somebody can relate to it, and somebody needs you to say that because they're not going to do it themselves. Someone needs your voice, you know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me going. Communicating. You can put me anywhere, I can communicate with anybody, you know, find common ground and find ways to relate to people, and get them to understand me, not necessarily persuade them to like feel the same way I feel or have the same viewpoints, but just get them to understand where I'm coming from, you know? Listen, as long as you're telling your truth and you're telling your story, no matter what, somebody else can relate to it. And so I just feel like, you know, whatever you're passionate about, like my main topics that I talk about is love, religion, and politics. But whatever you're passionate about, whatever your subjects are, somebody can relate to it, and somebody needs you to say that because they're not going to do it themselves. Someone needs your voice, you know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me going. So love, religion, and politics. So I feel like everybody can relate to love, like no matter what, right? Because we all been through it, we all felt it. Religion, my parents are ministers, so I grew up in the church. So I talk about that a lot, and also because it's a touchy subject, since a lot of people, I'm gay, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you believe in God, and it's like, yeah, like I talk to God daily, you know what I'm saying? So I talk about it because it's controversial, but also because everybody knows God. Everybody needs God, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna talk about what I wanna talk about, and hopefully y'all rock with it, you know? And as far as politics, it's just, we gotta create safe spaces to have conversations that are necessary with like the issues going on in our nation. I'm always talk about social justice, you know what I'm saying? As long as there's social issues that need to be addressed, so. I know people can relate, and I know somebody feels me, and sometimes like you get on stage and it's really just, I'm talking to y'all, but like I'm just trying to get this off my chest. Originally, so I'm born in California, but I was raised in Texas. I'm adopted, so that's where my parents adopted me in California. My dad was military, so we moved to Texas. And yeah, that's where I'm from. And then I ended up out here, went to Arizona State, got into poetry at like 18 years old, and just been doing it ever since. All right, so some of my goals, I do wanna like go on a real tour. So I've already been on like tours that we funded ourselves, like with other artists and stuff like that. But I wanna go on like college tours and stuff. Like I remember back in the day, BET used to have like a college tour, and like they used to, yeah, I wanna do something like that, like at all the schools and stuff. So I always like writing, and then in my creative writing class in high school, we would like write these little journals every day, and my teacher entered me into this competition. It was like the Chandler Gilbert Community College spoken word competition or something like that. And so I had like a million excuses, like the day of the competition, I had a million excuses of like why I didn't want to do it. I couldn't memorize my poem, you know, all these things. And he was like, look, you could skip my class and you can like go practice, but you gotta be there. Like I already entered your name, you gotta go. I'm like, all right, cool. So I spent his whole class period practicing my stuff. And then later that night, I went to Chandler Gilbert Community College, and I placed third place. And so I was like, dang, like that was cool. They was feeling me, and I just was talking about some real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Jay Tatum on Instagram. I don't really use Facebook. And I'm about to release some stuff, so I don't have like SoundCloud or anything yet, but it's coming. TheJayTatum.
He needs to keep his pockets empty, and sometimes it's better for him to just get down on his knees if he doesn't think that he can outrun them. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, Auntie, outrun who? And at that